This is the Mike Magazine Investigative Report. The U.S. Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and we, the people, have seen justice served, whether immediate or delayed. Millie McGhee Morris is a 74-year-old widow who says she has been thrown in jail over a civil matter that happened in California and was dismissed. The case was Willie McGhee Sr. versus Mildred Morris. Somehow, she says her brother took the same paperwork, found an attorney in Maryland, and filed it under her father's name. She claims that her brother and his attorney willfully submitted a case that had already been tried. And she says a different judge has allowed garnishment of wages to the tune of $43,000. Bear in mind, there's an attorney who wrote a letter on her behalf that talks about the allegations brought against her that involved a wrongful death settlement about her mother. She says she went back to California to compile the information to give to the court in Maryland. However, she alleges the circuit court judge did not want to include it. Miss Millie McGhee Morris has informed the Mike magazine that as of Monday, March 7, 2022, another letter was sent to her informing her of a new court date. However, she said this came as no surprise because the attorney who represents her brother accidentally sent an email to her. The Mike magazine did reach out to this attorney on Monday, March 7, 2022, in reference to the email that was sent to Miss Millie McGhee Morris as opposed to sending it to his client. The Mike magazine wanted to know if indeed she would be homeless after all was said and done. He said he had no comments because this is still in litigation. Because she's had trouble with lawyers, she says she decided to represent herself to no avail. Miss Millie Morris McGhee says she continues to throw herself at the mercy of the courts because her other attorneys failed her tremendously. Past complaints have been filed against this attorney. However, when she filed a grievance against this attorney, no violations were found, according to his email. Let's take a listen to her.
Hello, this is Miss Millie. I'm here to talk to you about my sadness. I'm trying very hard to be happy. I have a lot to be happy for because I know the Lord loves me and I have so many friends out there. But I've been going through a lot. My husband, most of you that know me know that Dr. Morris was the love of my life. He passed away October the 15th, 2020. My oldest sister passed away 3 days later, October the 18th, 2020. My father passed away August, before my husband, the 11th, 2020. And then I had a cousin in Macomb, Mississippi, my dear Linda. She passed away. All of that has happened to me in a time where we had just moved back into our home. It was a storm in 2018 and 2019, and it damaged our home so badly that all the walls had to be taken down and remodeled and put back together. And we were out of the house for almost 9 months in a hotel and apartment. We had just got back into the house before the pandemic hit in February of 2000, and I think it was 2019 or 2020, I think. So much has happened. It's just mind-boggling for me. But the story I'm about to tell you is quite sad. It's always sad when you have a family member that damages you so badly, and especially when it's just false and just greed and vengeance. It's really sad, and it breaks my heart because this brother, many people would not believe this, but I graduated the same year as my brother in 1965 in Macomb, Mississippi from Berkeley High School. I loved my brother. I'd graduated the same year he did because I was supposed to be in kindergarten and he was in first grade, and I wouldn't stay in my class. I wanted to be with my brother. As we grew, I realized how much hate he had for me our entire life. Totally sibling rivalry. And you would think that the court system would see that when it's a fight between a sibling and one sibling is saying, you stole $39,000 from our father, and you owe me $34,000 for my attorney fees for trying to sue my father, and I lost. Everything I just said is absolutely true. My brother, William McGhee Jr., filed a lawsuit in 2012 against our father, took our father, who has never been in jail in his life and never been in any courtroom fighting for his life in his life. He was a World War II vet. He was a wonderful father of 10 children, not just William McGhee Jr. and Mildred. He had 10 children, and 8 was living at the time. My brother took my father through 3 to 4 years of hell. Our father did not want his rights taken away from him. He was still in his right mind, and my brother was telling the court that he was incompetent, and I was his power of attorney, and I was breaching my judiciary duties, and all of that. We got an attorney. We fought. The family came out, and they fought for my father because my father did not trust him. And it's in his own words in all the papers that I went to California just about a month ago and went through that entire case to find out why my brother would bring this same case from California to Maryland and changed and put the same story out here in Maryland to have it retried all over again, saying that I stole $39,000 from my father and that I owed him $34,000 of his attorney fees for the case that he lost in California fighting my father. He lost the case.
Let's take a listen to the recorded conversation of Miss Millie McGhee Morris and her father, Willie McGhee Sr.
You're on speaker and you said I could record this, right?
Yeah, you can do it if you want to.
Okay, and that's what I don't want you to be stressed. That's the reason why I kept it to myself. But Bill is still coming after me in Les. He is filing to keep that judgment going, saying that I took that money from that court case and you didn't know about it, and I gave the money out to everybody, and I owe that money back to you, and I owe his attorney fees. And
No.
and it's really hurting Les because Les is not well, and so we did not take any money from you. You paid Les some of the money back that he had given to you for Mom, and you paid back some of the money that we did for your opening and closing. And
You and Les have helped us all ever since you've been in the world, baby. When you was 12 years old, you saw it as you were looking for you. You did for us, and I wish I could do back to you what you did to me, for me. I'm thankful.
I know, Dad. But when you got that, yeah, well.
That's all I'm gonna be saying. I'm telling the truth.
I know, Dad. I know Les and I have never taken any money from anybody. We have given more than just you, other people in the family.
Wow.
We have we given money, and it just hurts that we're up here in Maryland, and that court down there, that I don't understand, a judge, they'll have no evidence except for that case, Mama's case, and they're saying that I took the money and I distributed to all of you, which I didn't. They had a lawyer that did that, and you were on the line with all of us, and you agreed that we split the money half and half. And people that owed me money, like, paid us back some of the money that we did for Mama's opening and closing, and opening and closing. And that's all that Les asked of you, and you did that. And I just don't understand why this boy keeps going to court and costing us all kind of money with lawyers. We got to get lawyers after lawyers, and we paid over $30,000 trying to fight Bill.
Yeah, it'll cost him some money. But all I'm good at saying, you don't owe me nothing. I owe you anything.
But it's not so much that he's saying that, and that's another thing. How can he sue me for you? I mean, I didn't take anything from him. I've never taken any money from him, and I didn't. And I didn't take that money. Every one of my sisters and you got $7,000, and
That's right. That's right.
and I didn't distribute it. It was distributed by the lawyer.
But you always give us something, baby.
I still do, and I still do, and I still do. I still give money to you.
You still do. You still got everything is set for me. I ain't got nothing to worry about eating. Nothing about those stands. You take care of all of that. And everything else you took care of. Ever since 12 years old, you've been given to the family.
And my brother is bringing a lawsuit here under the name of William McGhee Sr. versus Millie McGhee Morris. He filed that here in Maryland. My brother lost the case in California, has no kind of rights to do anything for my father, but he came to Maryland and filed. Another judge, I never saw the same judge, and they say that that's normal, but to me, I don't know how that could be normal because none of those judges were reading anything that I wrote. I know that there's about 7 of these being filed in that case saying it's fraud. I didn't do it. But this judge came, and I guess he calls himself the closer. He was going to make me give this lawyer a check for $62,000, and this will go away. It'll be all over. Just pay that. Well, I told him. He said I was going to be in contempt of court if I didn't either pay the $64,000 or go to jail. So I said, well, Your Honor, I'll go to jail. And I put my wrist out to go to jail because I know within my heart of hearts that I'm not a thief. I don't steal from people. I give. And many people out there will come to you and tell you, Dr. Morris and Miss Millie gave so many scholarships because I wanted my husband tax dollars to help the youth. So I gave. I've been giving since 2000, since I started Young Talented Achievers in California. And I knew I didn't do it. So he put me in jail for a debt, a creditor out to collect a debt that I did not owe. I went to jail for 4 days. It was the most horrible experience. I don't think I ever get over it. I haven't been able to sleep. I have been my mind has been just going at night. I can't sleep. I can't be creative like I usually be creative. And from the accident that I had, that's another story. The accident I had in a car accident in 2017, that's one of the reasons that I fired that other lawyer, because his firm had that accident case. And he told my brother's lawyer that I was going to get over $100,000 from this car accident, and they put a lien in the car accident, brought that car accident involved in all of this. So this is a horrendous mess. Then the other firm that had my accident case and also the case that my house, when I had my insurance on my house, they hadn't finished paying. When the pandemic came, they left, and nobody finished the house. We had to come here and put out money to finish the house. The insurance company left us high and dry, didn't come and tell us anything. So that firm had 3 cases. They took all 3 of those cases and threw them back in my face and told me they could not be my attorney in any case because it's a conflict of interest. So there I was with an accident case, this fraud civil case, and my house, what happened in my house. And also my husband, the way my husband was treated in the hospital. It was just, I just felt like a ton of whatever was falling on my head. I had no way to turn. I didn't know what to do. And the fact is that they took $43,000. That's all the cash I had. So I couldn't get a lawyer. So there I was with 4 cases to manage by myself. All I did was call on God. I called on God and He came for me. And I was able to find a paralegal in California.
She has contacted me several times to assist her with legal matters because I do have a degree in paralegal studies. I considered law school at one time. And, you know, once I was an independent paralegal, I realized and saw some things in the legal system. I wanted no parts of it.
Me too. Me too.
No parts. But on the flip side, everybody deserves representation. Everybody. But at the same time, how do you represent when you're ethical and you're working with people who are unethical in a system that's unethical? So I don't want any parts of that. So Miss Millie contacted me because she needed assistance with organizing her thoughts. She could speak them, but she needed me to organize them in a legal manner where people could understand the sequence of events that occurred. Now, mind you, this case had so much stuff in there, it was unbelievable. I couldn't decipher it initially. And because I knew her, I didn't think there was anything about her lying. It's just that it was so convoluted, I had to try to decipher it. So some of the issue was that her brother brought a lawsuit against her to revoke her power of attorney over her parents. She was never power of attorney over her parents.
If you would like to donate to the Mike magazine, the information is on the screen. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit that bell for notification. Angela Buckman here, the voice behind the mic.